Okay. Hello. I've never done this before. Just pulling up my notes. I got a lot. Um, hmm. The nonchalant will never prosper. Your pride is a mask for the fear that will hurt you in the end. And I think that is made pretty apparent in a lot of situations. I think when you're talking to that girl, or you want to come off stronger than you really are. In the girl sense, you feel like you don't want to show too much emotion. It's something that she could use against you, or it's something that could make you seem weak or desperate. So you back off, or she backs off from you, not knowing that one person is doing this to sort of cultivate a reaction or cultivate some kind of desire for themselves, while the other person has enough self respect to know that that's stupid, that's ridiculous. No one's really going to come for you when you're going about it the wrong way. You got to use your words, express your emotions, and be a real person, be truthful to ever get where you want to be. Otherwise, it'll just fail in the end. It'll crumble like a cookie. And, you know, these things come to hurt you in the end because they never work. Um, like if you pretend to be stronger than you are, someone's trying to fight you and you put on a front and, your bluff gets called or whatever, you're going to get punched in the face. Oh, where's that strength now? It's not there to help you. I think we got we got ourselves down a path that is hard to come back from. We should be not not that we shouldn't have self-respect, but you can't let it turn to pride. I remember being young, not sure where I was going. This is before I was uh, born again, before I was Christian. I remember not being sure where to go with things, or not knowing how to navigate my own emotions, or present myself. Um, People would treat me like a doormat. They'd walk all over me. They'd let them do whatever they want. Kind of like I was just being a chameleon for whoever and whatever was going on. I never really had self respect. So when I tried to, it looked a little bit different than what I had hoped. When I tried to have that self respect, really, I was just like fed up with being this doormat, fed up with being used, fed up with yada, yada, yada. And it caused me to be um, not caring about these people, being rude about things, being overly selfish, having the massive ego. I could never find the middle ground. My pride was too much at that point. I I never expressed how I was made to feel as a doormat or all this. The same way pride will kill you in the end. I never got where I wanted to be doing that stuff. Did I make more friends? No, I lost them big time. It's like when I was 18, I was living with my dad. Found out that he was cheating on my stepmom, so I wasn't talking to him. like I was avoiding it. I should have just brought it up. I should have expressed why I was upset. But that led to him confronting me and being all mad and getting like, come on, spit it out. And then it all came out the wrong way. You know, then he's telling me, go inside, get your things, you're out of here, you're out of here. So I pack some bags, go to the front yard. He's starting to throw all my things out under the yard that I just packed. It, I hadn't packed it. We're in my room, so I'm like, all right, you know what? Okay, I was hurt at that point. I was really hurt. So I said, "F you," like over and over. I was like, "No, no, truck you, man, truck you." You know what I'm saying? But um, and he didn't take that lightly, and he came at me and he was pushing me around, and pushing back, and then eventually he'd thrown a kick up at my like thigh or my waist. Didn't know where it was going with that, but I grabbed it and I pushed him down at the same time. So he's on the ground. And it was so weird. I got my stuff, walked away, walked down the street. The whole time I'm like adrenaline pumping. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I really just did that after all this time of being afraid of him. After he would corner me and yell in my face so close to the point where I'd have spit on me. After all this fear, it was that easy to take him down. And I sat on a curb, relaxed. The adrenaline wore off. The excitement of the situation wore off. And I was faced with the reality of the man who, the Christmas prior, had a seizure in the morning. And he came back home after however long. And we'd both fall asleep on the couch because I was afraid to leave him alone, that something would happen. That man, who I'd become close with, was able to do something like that. Not only to his wife, but to me. After people have cared so much for him, after we'd cultivated a relationship at what I thought was a deep level, and I just began to break down. I began to cry. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I, I don't know. I was hurt, but the pride took over, and I was like, nah, screw that. He just came at me, and he couldn't. I don't need him for anything. I never did. I can do this on my own. And that led me to living on the streets for an extended period of time. Pride will hurt you in the end. Sometimes we gotta know how to pick our battles. Because we have to do it without pride. I didn't learn that until far later than I would have hoped. Yeah, don't make that mistake.